Hi again, Pat Healey here. As an employee attraction and retention expert, I find busy business owners constantly asking me one question over and over again. Pat, if I could do one thing out of all the strategies you teach, what would it be? I love that question because I can never hesitate to answer it. The one thing most business owners fail to do on a routine basis is we fail to tell or show our employees how much we appreciate them. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? We think we do it, but evidence tells us we simply are not doing it. So let's look at a little bit of evidence regarding that. A couple of years ago, the Gallup organization completed a 10 million employee interview study. And guess what they discovered? The vast majority of employees had not heard a meaningful positive comment from their boss in months. Now, if we go back to one of the first studies on the topic of employee appreciation, we can visit the results of what is now called the Hawthorne Effect. Okay? That term gets its name from a factory called the Hawthorne Works. And it was where a series of experiments of factory workers was carried out between, I think it was about 1924 to 1932. And no, I wasn't alive back then. But anyway, managers were interested in ways to improve the productivity of their factory workers, and some felt that they should look at the effect of various illumination levels of the factory lighting. But during the experiment, they noticed productivity was going up regardless of the degree of illumination. They were just scratching their heads until they asked the employees what was going on. As it turns out, employees were not more productive because of the result of the lighting, but they were more productive because their managers were paying attention to them. Thus, the Hawthorne Effect was born. People do better when they feel leadership has their best interest at heart. Remember that. Okay, another more modern example of the Hawthorne Effect, or what I call the power of positive appreciation, comes to us from a book titled Make More Money by Making Your Employees Happy by Dr. Nelson. Now, in her book, she tells the story of the steps taken by Paul O'Neill as he took the reins of Alcoa in 1987. At the time, Alcoa, I think, was the largest producer of aluminum in the world. Now, O'Neill announced that his sole priority was to increase worker safety. Could you imagine the shock that went on through the boardroom when he announced that was his primary goal? But O'Neill understood, however, that safety was a major concern for his workers. So here's what happened. Over the next 13 years, employee productivity soared as accident rates actually decreased from roughly 1 per week per plant to some plants going years without an accident. So when O'Neill stepped away just over a decade later, Alcoa's annual income had grown 500%. Now, his employees knew that their leader had their best interest in mind, and they rewarded him and the company with record performances. So the pearl of the day hopefully is, find out what's important to your team and take ownership, making it better for the folks and making your company the success that it deserves to be. Now, if this caused you kind of a woo-woo moment today, I hope it has, please click on the like button below, and I'd love to hear what you think about this topic. But remember our major themes here. Be a better boss, build a better business, but much more importantly, live a better life. Thank you.